Welcome back to the Betrayal Files. Today we're peeling back the curtain on 3 gut-punching revelations, each exposing a hidden double life that tore families apart in a single, shocking moment. These aren't fictional dramas, they're raw confessions from people who thought they knew their partners completely, only to discover a secret world built on lies. As we walk through each story, listen for the warning signs, the emotional fallout, and most importantly, the ways survivors found the strength to rebuild. Grab a tissue, settle in, and let's begin. When my divorce finally settled, the empty house felt like a hollow shell, rooms echoing with memories and a lingering silence. One night, I rescued a tiny, trembling chihuahua from the rain and tucked it into the couch for warmth. The next morning, my ex-husband walked in with a radiant smile and a brand new dog, a petite Latina pup he called Maggie, her underbite making him grin. He told me the dog was just a companion to fill the quiet, but as he tucked her into his bed while I lingered in the doorway, the scene felt like a betrayal of the home we once shared and the memories we built together. We had been married 15 years, a partnership built on love, 2 children, and countless shared milestones. Even as his mental health struggles surfaced, I stayed, believing my support would anchor us. Our home was supposed to be a sanctuary, a place where honesty was the foundation. The dog's sudden arrival, however, turned that sanctuary into a stage for a secret life, where his affection shifted from me to a furry stranger. I found myself questioning every laugh, every touch, and every promise we'd made, wondering if the love I'd nurtured was merely an illusion. Over the following months, I started noticing subtle changes, his phone buzzing late at night, muffled conversations, and a sudden habit of leaving the house for work trips. He laughed off my worries, insisting the trips were for a new consulting gig. The house grew quieter, his once warm embraces felt distant, and a faint scent of a different perfume lingered on his clothes. I brushed these clues aside, clinging to the belief that love could fill the gaps, until the tiny pause on the couch forced the truth into the light, making denial impossible. The confrontation erupted in a storm of tears, accusations, and raw honesty. He tried to justify the dog as a coping mechanism, but the deeper betrayal lay in his secrecy and the emotional distance he'd cultivated. I filed for final separation, kept the children, and adopted the rescued chihuahua as my own, turning the symbol of his deceit into a source of comfort. Today I walk the park with my new companion, proud that I reclaimed my home, my heart, and my sense of self from a hidden double life that tried to steal my peace. From a secret pet to a secret lover, the next confession reveals a marriage shattered by a hidden relationship. Stay tuned as we dive into a tale of polyamorous promises that turned into a painful betrayal, and see how the survivor found the courage to break free from a web of lies. He announced a new polyamorous adventure with bright-eyed excitement, promising transparency and openness. 3 months later, he vanished for a weekend, claiming a business trip. I stumbled upon a photo of him smiling in a hotel lobby, arm around another man, the caption reading "Best weekend ever." The realization hit hard, his experiment was a private affair, not the open, honest arrangement I'd imagined. The betrayal cut deeper than any infidelity because it fractured the very foundation of trust we'd built over 15 years, leaving me questioning every word he'd ever spoken. Our marriage spanned 15 years, filled with shared dreams, 2 beautiful children, and countless sacrifices. I supported his mental health battles, set aside my own ambitions, and kept a steady job to provide stability. When polyamory entered our conversation, I tried to be supportive, believing love could expand. Yet the promise of openness felt like a thin veil, concealing a secret that would later rip apart the very fabric of our family. The weight of that deception made every bedtime story and family dinner feel like a performance on a stage I never signed up for. He grew increasingly secretive, his phone locked with unfamiliar names, and his laughter lingered longer after work calls. I caught glimpses of strange receipts and a calendar entry labeled "Weekend Getaway" with no explanation. When I asked, he brushed it off as a networking event. The house filled with a new, uncomfortable silence, and his emotional distance grew. I ignored the uneasy feeling, convincing myself love could weather any storm, until the hotel photo shattered my denial and forced me to confront the reality he'd been hiding. The moment I saw the picture, him, arm around another man, both smiling in a lavish hotel lobby, my world collapsed. The caption, posted by a mutual friend, spoke of a best weekend ever, and the comments hinted at secret meetings, private trips, and affectionate nicknames. It wasn't just a fleeting fling, It was an emotional theft of the future we'd promised each other, hidden behind a veneer of exploration. The image made it clear that the open relationship he'd promised was a lie, and the betrayal ran far deeper than any physical act. I confronted him, tears turning to fierce resolve. He tried to rationalize, saying he was searching for himself, but I walked away, filing for divorce and reclaiming my independence. I focused on my children, cleaned our home, and began dating again on my own terms. The pain still lingers, but each day I grow stronger, proving that love does not have to be a sacrifice of self. Today I stand proud, no longer a silent participant in his double life, and I'm building a future defined by honesty and self-respect. From secret lovers to hidden agendas, our final tale shows how confronting a double life can lead to justice and closure. Prepare for a story about financial deception, secret sponsors, and the fierce determination of a survivor who refused to stay in the shadows. He always bragged about his networking events that paid the bills, never revealing the true source. One evening, I found a receipt for a private dinner at an upscale restaurant, dated the same night he claimed to be working late. A quick search uncovered the venue's reputation for hosting secretive elite gatherings. The realization struck: my husband had been financing a hidden lifestyle, sharing his time, and possibly more, with a mysterious benefactor whose influence was far beyond our modest world. We'd been together for 8 years, building a modest life filled with mutual respect and shared responsibilities. He was the steady provider, I handled the home, and together we raised 2 children. Our routine was predictable: he left for work, I managed the household, and evenings were for family. The idea that he could be leading a secret double life seemed impossible until hidden receipts and whispered calls surfaced, turning our ordinary existence into a puzzle of lies and concealed luxuries. His phone buzzed with unknown contacts, and his tone shifted when I asked about his networking. He began taking extra cash home, hidden in a drawer, and his mood grew erratic after certain meetings. A lingering perfume on his collar, an unfamiliar watch he never removed, and a sudden reluctance to discuss his schedule all hinted at a life I wasn't invited to. I tried to ignore the red flags, hoping love would fill the gaps, until the accumulation of small betrayals became impossible to deny. The final piece fell into place when I opened his briefcase out of curiosity and found an invitation to a private gala, addressed to his name and another woman's. The envelope bore a gold seal, and the program listed exclusive sponsors. My heart raced as I read the list of attendees, powerful figures I'd never met. The betrayal was clear: he had been living a secret double life, funded by a hidden patron, while I struggled to make ends meet, unaware of the opulent world he'd been feeding. Confrontation led to an undeniable confession. He admitted the secret sponsor, the extra income, and the emotional affair that accompanied it. I filed for separation, reclaimed the finances, and pursued a legal claim for the undisclosed assets. Today I run my own small business, have full custody of our children, and no longer live in the shadow of his secrets. The pain taught me to demand transparency, and I now thrive on my own terms, building a life defined by honesty and self-sufficiency. Betrayal shatters, but each survivor proves that truth, courage, and self-love can rebuild a brighter future. Their stories remind us that even the deepest wounds can heal when we choose to stand up, speak out, and reclaim our lives. What would you do in their shoes? Share your thoughts below, and remember, no one deserves to live in the shadows of another's lies.